Hey guys, I'm Anthony from Forever Entertainment. You're watching the debut episode of the Cozy Coven podcast. How cool is that? In a moment from now, you'll be joined by Haley, Katie, and Sarah. They're going to hang out, talk Halloween, talk horror, and all that good stuff. If you enjoy the episode, help us out by going to the YouTube channel at Forever Entertainment. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave lots of comments to be shown on screen. You can actually join in on the conversation tonight. Pretty cool, huh? Well, I'm not going to keep you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
I love it. That was amazing.
I love that intro.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, like Anthony said, this is the Cozy Coven podcast. Hi, girls.
Hi. So excited to be here with you ladies.
Yes, exciting.
Anthony and Mandy for putting this together. We're thrilled to be here with you guys and look forward to having such awesome conversations together.
Yes.
We're a brand new trio, so we are going to ask you guys to just hang out with us while we figure out our groove. But we are in the fifth season, no better time for three witches to get together and start a podcast.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
So we should probably start introducing ourselves, right? So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. So I'm Sarah Jane. I am a mom and I am an actress and now a podcaster with these two lovely ladies. So I'm here to talk about everything scary with you guys and just dive into everything Halloween and everything spooky and paranormal. So that's me.
Want to go next, Katie?
Yeah. So I am Katie. I am also a mom. I think we are a group of moms, but at varying stages of the child rearing adventure. Um, I am an actress, a sort of YouTuber now, I would say. We're up over that 50 subscriber threshold, so I guess it's official. Yeah, I've been doing horror movies for a few years now. Got under my belt that people can actually watch during the spooky season.
Awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm Haley. I am an actress, singer-songwriter, model, doll maker. I just love spooky stuff. I actually make Beastie Babies, so I make handmade Bigfoot dolls and other assorted monsters. So it felt appropriate to plug that while we're in our spooky season here. But I'm really excited to meet you guys. This is going to be my first podcast, but we have a great rapport already just from our chats that we've had. So I have a really good feeling about this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I just want to say, I want one of those dolls. That is so adorable. I could just picture it like right in my house next to like all my cameras and stuff. I want that.
We'll get you hooked up. Now,
Yes.
it's funny 'cause people either absolutely love them or they're terrified. They're like, "Get that thing away from me! Burn it with fire!" They're my babies. No, they're my beastie babies. I think they're precious.
As long as they don't like come to life and like, just start walking around. Oh, that face says they might.
Yeah, but there's still time.
Yeah, for like legal purposes, they do not come to life. Absolutely not. That would never, never happen.
Never.
Right?
Oh, goodness. No Chucky in this situation.
But at least that the little beastie thing is cute. Chucky, that's a whole different situation.
They're as close as I have to being a mom right now, so I'll take it. Hi, babies.
Where can people find the Beastie Babies
I
if
have
we
an
wanted to?
Yes, thank you, thank you. I have an Etsy store called Beastie Babies by Haley, and I also sell them directly, so anyone can message me and we'll sort something out. I make customs one as well, so I've got chupacabras, werewolves, just anything spooky. Creepy
I
crawlers.
love it. Can you do
Yes, I gotta
custom
check that out.
something from you?
What was that?
Did you say people could commission something from you?
Absolutely. Yes.
Great. I love it.
Thanks.
So Sarah Jane, your movies, your acting, whatever repertoire, where do people find that?
So a lot of YouTube, a lot of film festivals, and I'm so glad you asked. So I do have two things, well, actually three things that are coming up that are like honestly to die for. So I mean, if it's okay, I'll say it. One of them is Fetish of the Flesh. So that is just going to be gruesomely amazing. So if you want to watch a nice horror movie, that one is in the works. So hopefully, if you want to check that out, that is on Facebook. There's a lot of campaigning for it. You get to see the actors, director, everything like that. And then the next one is a Soldier Descent. So that is another one that I am a part of. And yet again, it's going to be hauntingly beautiful. And then, of course, last but not least, Midas Cove, which is a show. And yet again, it is the mixture of action, thriller, spooky, different storylines. So that's kind of what I have in the works, so I'm excited.
For you. I can't wait to watch those.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yay.
you're gonna really just
Love to see that. Absolutely. Awesome. I'm doing a short film this Sunday as well. It's a psychological horror. Ooh.
Woo. Love it. Mhm.
I'm excited for that. There's like great indie horror film uh industry in South Jersey where I live here. So it's always fun to meet new creatives, and I'm really it's nice to be connected with so many fun people. I love horror. I just fell into it a couple years ago, but really it's such a unique group of people, and they're so creative. Sometimes a little scary.
well, I mean,
I'm not
there's nothing
complaining.
like
Absolutely.
setting a whole different experience.
Absolutely. There's nothing more bonding than like drenching yourselves in fake blood together.
Oh, I love it.
Like, we are
I
family
love it.
now that we're soaked.
Yeah. Right. It's like we're soaked in blood. Like this is it. We've bonded over the fake blood. And so it's like I didn't know, like when I first got into doing like the horror, I did not know how I was gonna feel because not gonna lie, I'm a big chicken when it comes down to like horror stuff. I will be honest. I mean, I can name so many movies that have like petrified me. So I was like, I wonder how being an actress is gonna work. And I'll be honest, I love every moment of it.
Kind of nice to break it down from behind the scenes too, because you're like, oh, now it's not as scary. It's still terrifying, but now you're like, you get a firsthand feel for how those scenes happen, and I love the movie magic of it all.
Yes.
Especially gruesome stuff.
Or cold and scary because you're like, who decided fake blood in January? Now I'm wet and cold.
Oh, no.
July, so I'm sleep.
Hey Nicole, I see that is an actual one of my best friends, and she's also another fellow actress. So I see that she commented, "Hey girl, hey, thank you for joining us."
Cool to have you guys.
Yes. It's exciting.
This is adorable. Horror movie survivor. You need one of these, girl. I saw it at the store. I was like, oh, that's the easiest purchase I've ever made.
Oh, and then I see Lori. She has commented, "Hey Lori."
Sorry. Is your movie going to be on Netflix, Sarah?
You know, I would hope, like, I really want a movie on Netflix. I really do. I think that right there in itself, even if something goes on like Tubi, I feel like I've made it. That's it. It's like, I throw in the towel. To me, that's like, I'm on top of the world.
It will not be
But I
you in the tail. It'll be flame under your butt. I can tell you what. You're so addicted to it. No, that's
Somebody finds and are you in this movie?
What's the connection first?
Yeah. Yes, I am. Just a very little bit of it, but I'm in that one.
Right. Thank you. She loves our vibe.
Oh,
I know, we're like instant besties. I think that Forever Entertainment did a good job matchmaking us.
I think so. Like at first, I was so nervous. Like I was texting you guys, I was leaving voice notes, and I was like, "What are we gonna talk about? What are we gonna do?" And then it's just like the vibe between us. Like you guys, like I'm a big nerd, and I feel like you guys just fit my like nerdish energy, my horror energy. So I'm like, this is perfect. This is perfect.
Curtain is so many assorted nerdy things that I had to hide from everyone else's sanity. I'm in your cave right now. I've got my Star Wars, my Star Trek, Matrix, all kinds of crazy stuff hidden behind the violet curtain back here. You look like you've got a Matrix the green too. I love it.
Yeah, I gotta love the Star Wars. I do.
Yes.
I love the Star Wars and like the Matrix and stuff like that. They're just so iconic movies. They really are. Like you just can't go wrong with them.
Right? Game changers.
Absolutely. So obviously people have tuned in. They want to hear horror. So I'm gonna ask the first question. I'm gonna break the ice right now. Let's see. Okay, so I will say this has kind of been on my mind. So lately I've been really getting into the whole Appalachian series and like the whole like TikTok and Facebook. And you know, I mean, North Carolina, you have the Appalachian Mountains not too far. So I've gone down like a rabbit hole where it's like you don't whistle at night and you lock your doors and like close like your windows and blinds, and then it's just like people are posting all these things. Well, there was one particular thing, and Nicole knows what I'm talking about if she's still tuned in. There was a guy who made a 911 dispatch call, and he had made a call about a guy that was like bleeding on the side of the road. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is kind of interesting. And he's like, hey, you know, you guys might just want to come check this out. And then, you know, all of a sudden, all you hear like is something jump on like the bed of his truck. And you hear, that's not human. That's not human. And I'm like, hold up. Who said Jeepers Creepers was real? Who gave that thing permission to be real? Like,
I appreciate the emotional support dog needed for this conversation. Oh, how precious. My baby's not allowed here. She would be stealing all the attention. Oh my gosh, it's so funny that you mentioned that. I grew up in West Virginia, so we actually didn't hear too much about, like, I think my family was just not involved too much in the don't whistle at night and kind of stuff, but like learning about how much of it is actually occurs in the Appalachians after leaving there, I'm like, I'm dying to go back. I didn't know there were so many Bigfoot sightings. I had no idea how many weird stories and crazy stuff that goes on there. And now I'm in the Pine Barrens, and it's just as bad. We have the Jersey Devil. Anytime the roof creaks, my mom's like, "Oh my god, the Jersey Devil's on the roof." I'm like, and we're actually cousins. Like, I'm like distantly related to the Leeds family, so I'm like, "Oh my gosh, he's coming to get us."
He's coming to get us.
Okay.
And you see, I used to think these were just myths. That's what I used to think, that they were just stories.
A little kernel of something. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys like will immediately deep dive into cryptids if you hear about one,
Yes.
but here
Clearly,
in Indiana, especially northern Indiana, there's a little teeny tiny town called Churubusco. It's just outside of Fort Wayne. If you know this area at all, probably not because you guys are both like East Coasters. But they call it Turtle Town because there is the beach of Busco. It is a giant turtle.
amazing.
Over like 12 feet across the shell.
My gosh, that's awesome.
And like they have dredged this pondish, lakeish thing to try to find it. Like people have spent money trying to find this thing. They never find it. It has just become the local legend that the high school is named after the turtle.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
So I see the comments, Demented Media, which is Freddie, the one who's doing Fetish of the Flesh. Hey, Freddie. And let's see, Patricia Avalos. Hey, Mama. That's my mom. I love you, Mom.
She's awesome.
Aww.
Thank you for your support. I will say this. Now that my mom has entered the chat, I will say this. She is the reason of all my trauma with horror movies. She is a big, big fan of horror movies. And I can tell you the movies that had terrified me, from like Candyman, from Leprechaun, and what is it? Sleepaway Camp. Those are movies that kept me up. But it also gave me such a just an appreciation for horror. That's the thing. It's gave me such an appreciation, and it just opened up so many creative ideas and like things I can do. So thanks, Mom, for the trauma.
Mom, that's
when you said that, like, what actually got me into horror? And I think it was Scooby-Doo. When my cousins always watched it when I was little, and I was terrified. I was so scared. I was like crying. I didn't want to go to sleep at night. And now as an adult, I'm like addicted to going back and watching all the old episodes of like the Alien special, particularly, was so creepy. And I think that was the gateway drug into all of it.
Let's see. Lori says my house was built in 1870 and I have seen shadow people. You know what? I hear that a lot where people live in older houses that they see shadow people. Yeah, look. I will tell you, my mom, she has entered the chat too. So we actually lived in a house, and this was in Chicago, and the street was called Ashbury. And I promise you, this house had to have been haunted. It At some point, I would not be surprised if any paranormal activity team is like, we're going to go investigate this house. It was like only certain times we were hearing this like woman scream to the top of her lungs, just screaming. And then there was a time where, and this is when Ghost Adventures was like so huge, so big, right? Yes. Everybody was like, I'm going to chase ghosts and I'm going to be like Zach Biggins and just like, fight me ghosts. Well, it just so happens my little self being like, what, 15, 16 years old, was like, I'm going to do what he does. Well, little did I know that my laptop started going off. It was like ding, 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 ding. And it was my mom, me, and my sister and brother. And next thing we know, we hear this growl. It was like, "Rrr," and then my sister's hair got pulled, and she was so young. I feel so bad for her. Talk about trauma. Like, talk about the trauma.
Oh my
But
gosh.
shortly after that, we left the house. We were gone. My mom, she's just like packed everything, and we decided to move to a whole different house. She's like, no, no, because like we uh we would see shadows downstairs, and we would like hear footsteps coming up when no one was there. At least downstairs, like coming up. And then my brother would always say in his bedroom, he would hear a woman singing to him,
Oh my.
and I was like, oh, but yeah. So it was an older house too. So yeah, Lori, it's possible. I believe you, girl.
So the ghost stayed when you left your house, though, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I assume it didn't want to move with us. I assume that, it decided to say, I got you guys out. I'm going to stay. I mean, hey, if it wants to come here to my house, that's fine. They just better pay up for rent. That's it. Pay up for rent.
Not a place, they better stay there.
Right.
Um, I had a poltergeist because it followed me everywhere I went. And I have so many ghost stories. Oh my gosh. It was floating shampoo bottles, things being thrown at me, shadow people, you name it. Like, I'm like, I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't have a Ouija board. Why are you bothering me?
Right.
My sister too. So I'm like, no, it wasn't me. I'll be sitting on the couch and all of a sudden the light switch itself, like the dimmer switch, is going e.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, please no. Get out. Oh my gosh. But yeah, we might have to have a whole episode of just ghost stories because
Yes, because I think there's just man, I have so many. I
it's
have a
just scary when they're
reckless.
happening, but looking back, you're like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I was well, when it was happening, I was terrified. I was
Yeah.
petrified. But now I'm like, oh, that's pretty awesome. I was like, that's actually
Right.
pretty cool.
Oh, you came to mess with me. I feel so chosen.
Right? It's like I feel special out of like everyone else. You decide to stick to me. And then now we become like that crazy psycho living thing that's like attached ourselves to this ghost. And it's like, no, you're stuck with me now. You're stuck with me now. You're haunting me only.
Tell me with someone else.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
It's like, how dare you haunt someone besides me?
Just one place I lived at for a while, like in high school. I never experienced anything there, but when my friends would come to sleep over, they'd be like, you got ghost, right? I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, well, I was just sleeping on your floor and there was like a little girl standing at the end of your bed. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Like I wasn't aware of that, but
No, everybody else is fine. They've left me alone for a while. Where'd she come from?
Right? Well, yeah, between the ghosts and the movies and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, it's really grown in appreciation. It really is. That's why I do love October. I used to be terrified of it, but I do every time this time comes around. It's like I dive in and I'm like watching all these documentaries and watching all these like ghost hunting things and scary movies. And then next thing I know, I'm sitting on my couch and I'm like, I'm gonna watch I Love Lucy. I'm gonna watch something to make me happy.
chaser show afterwards to just clean the slate so you can sleep.
Yeah. It's like, think of my happy place.
So funny.
Is that I Love Lucy for you? Is that you're like, okay, this is my reset to like, or
Yes.
what is your one where you're like, okay, I need this to breathe and get back to right now?
I Love Lucy. It really is. It's like my go-to. And I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for my nana. Like she's obsessed with I Love Lucy. And no, you talk about a woman who's ever been traumatized. And not with paranormal, but that woman has been traumatized with like because she grew up in a time where all crazy things would happen. So her go-to was watching funny things, and it was I Love Lucy. So that's what I would watch. And now that's my go-to. That's when I can breathe and I can laugh. And then you got Ricky, that's always like, I splain. And Lucy's like, ooh. So I'm like, that no one is gonna haunt you if you're watching I Love Lucy. I've learned like just that. If you're watching I Love Lucy, you have no ghost. No ghost. And speak of the devil. Hey Nana. There she entered the
Oh,
I saw your
chat.
Lori. Oh my gosh. Lori's haunted.
It's like all my family just entered the chat. Come on in. We'll make us a reunion.
Love it.
oh, what about you? What's that thing so you can close your eyes?
Oh, it's so funny. I go straight to Nailed It on Netflix. If you guys have, oh, it's so funny. Because I just need to laugh like a maniac after being scared. So yeah, Nicole Byers is so funny, and the whole team. If you haven't seen the show, the premise is they invite novice bakers to come in and give them impossible challenges, like bake this 5-tier cake with dragons on it in 45 minutes. So of course it's going to go horribly wrong, and it's just the funniest thing I've ever seen. So that's my good purging the scary away show before I go back to bed. I watch the old episodes; they're just hilarious, like side-splittingly funny. What about you, Katie? What do you like to watch?
Probably the Great British Baking Show. I'm just like, everybody who loves everybody, this is the best competition ever. You're just going to help, but love.
I love that show too. So
especially the first couple.
Right? I was like, there's something about going for like the sweet treats. Even I Love Lucy has a lot of episodes where they're making like the candies and chocolates and stuff. But
oh, that's my favorite episode.
Comfort food after being traumatized.
Oh, there's my dad. Hey Ken, that's my dad right there. So yeah, like I said, this is just all a family reunion.
That's awesome.
And Lori says, mine is Little House on the Prairie. Yes, I love Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, let it get again. You just, no ghost is going to haunt you when you're watching like I Love Lucy, Little House on the Prairie. Like, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't. Like, and if they do, rude.
That's awesome.
It is. It's awesome.
Little House on the Prairie. Oh my gosh, I love that show. But my family, obviously, like my mom grew up watching Little House on the Prairie, and my family's joke was always when someone would walk into the room, they go, "Oh no, this is the episode where the barn burns down." That's always in the back of my mind. I'm like just waiting, like this is gonna be the most pure, innocent episode. And I'm always like, is this gonna be the one where something really horrible happens out of nowhere? Dr. Quinn, the Medicine Woman, and Highway to, I can't see the end of that comment.
Heaven. Oh, give me Michael Landon any day.
Right.
Just makes me happy. He's so wholesome.
Let's see. Freddie said, that's not true. There's an episode of Little House with the killer, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a couple little pocket episodes if you don't see it coming. Oh my God.
I think, let's see, but I was named after Fred the Goat. Like from My Love Lucy? Right? Is that, wait, what? Oh, this is where my age is showing. Sorry, you guys just seen my cat. That was my cat Dapper. He just dapped on.
I'm surprised mine haven't burst the door down yet. Every time I close the door to my studio, no matter what I'm working on, they're like, "Give me attention, give me attention."
Yes.
They jump up like the back of my chair and stuff. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm just want quiet, please."
Yes, and you know that's the worst thing. Is like, for some reason, my cats are always like on their zoomies at like the worst time. It could be like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, Demon, is that you? Like a ghost, is that you? Are you coming to get me? Is it my time? And it's just my cat just clawing away at the door, just, just under the bed doing something. And I'm like, see, I thought it was my time, but it was just my cat. That's all it was. I'm like, why do you do this? Like, why?
Pets though, so if there is something that scary going on, you just blame it on them. Oh, that was definitely the cat, not a ghost, and I can go back to sleep.
That's what I do. One day I'm waiting to wake up in the middle of the night and I hear it and my cats are just sitting by me. And I'm like, oh, okay, okay, that definitely, that's a ghost right there. That's a ghost. That's a ghost. But knowing them, they won't react. They'll just sit there and just have a blank stare, like, what do you want me to do?
No, it does not have.
More
I
fun.
don't.
Let's see. I'll tell you one thing, Michael Lennon was born on October 31st. That is true. That is true. I bet I know I can spook you. Yes. Lillian Montemayor, my Nana. The stories she can say, oh my goodness. That in itself has to be a podcast of two of the most terrifying stories I've ever heard. I think this is the reason why I never leave the house without a pepper spray or anything. This is why I always check my surroundings, to be honest.
Survival skills anyway, but yeah, never be careful. In my household, I was raised on swords and yeah, I do carry my pepper spray since I'm not allowed to like open carry a sword on me at all time. But
To open carry.
right. Yeah, I loved Highlander and I was like 6 years old. I'm like, I was not old enough to be watching that show.
But just imagine though.
Were you saying something, Katie?
I said it's Preacher's daughter, Katie.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have to. And my grandparents would never have admitted to seeing a ghost. Oh, no.
Raised on swords.
Raised on swords. Ever.
Oh, my Nana says, you ladies can spook me. I love scary stories.
Ooh.
Look, there's so many scary stories. Oh, look, I'm a huge fan of urban legend stories. So yeah. I mean, there's so many.
Oh, that would be fun. Find some little local urban legends.
There.
You even have a haunted street here. Like New Jersey's crazy.
New Jersey's crazy.
There's one road where they're just like, yeah, you can't go down that street. I'm like, what do you mean you can't go down the street? They're like, yeah, your car will roll backwards and there'll be dead people standing in the street and stuff. I'm like, what are you like? What?
You know what
happened?
Where I'm from, see, being from Chicago, we have that road, and this I can tell you. Want a scary story? This is scary. So it's kind of also a comedy, I think, and my nana could even vouch for this in there. So we have the road where I think it's like Resurrection Mary, right? You go, you pick her up. Well, my nana told me a story where she swears up and down, or at least at the time, my grandpa, he swore up and down when he was driving, he picked up Resurrection Mary. And there's nothing more crazy because my grandpa had such a thick accent. So when my nana tells the story, you could just hear my grandpa's voice like, Leo, there was a woman that was coming and then she just got in my car and then she just disappeared. It's like
That's awesome.
It's like, what was she wearing? She was just dressed in white and she was just she was just walking.
You're going to say she's dressed in white. Oh my gosh. This is why you don't pick up hitchhikers. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Let's see. My mom said, especially the one with the calls coming from inside the house.
Oh.
That one is scary. That one is scary. I would have to say that. When it comes down to that, there's been so many different stories. And I think the original, what is it, When a Stranger Calls? the beginning of that movie is so terrifying. And I think it's because, see, this is why I love old horror. I love classic old school horror. I really, really do. Because they just had such a way of freaking people out. And I don't know if it was like the audio, the way people would scream or whatever, or if it's just the aesthetic of how everything was so gloomy. But that beginning part really just, I never wanted to be alone. That's why I didn't babysit. I didn't. Because if I got a phone call and there's like, have you checked the children? No, I have not, but I have checked myself out the front door. So like, I am gone.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm noping out on that one.
You're
Good.
right. But I think the remake to that movie was actually really, 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 really good. I would have to say I really did enjoy it. I didn't think I was going to, but it actually gave me even more of a scare just because when you watch the original, it's just the beginning part that scares you. But then when you watch the remake, it's the whole entire film based on that beginning scene. And it's a bigger house. She's in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, this is why you don't babysit. Like, have we learned nothing? Halloween, When a Stranger Calls. I'm sure there's other movies out there. Have we not learned stop babysitting?
There was a movie, I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was Case Number 48 or something like that. But it was Renee Zellweger playing a woman who works for foster care, and she takes on a child whose like parents thought she was the devil, and oh my gosh, just creepy kids is its own niche genre. Oh no, no! One of my go-tos as a sick comfort movie, but like there's just something so disturbing about this nice little innocent child that was going to ruin your entire life.
Uh,
39. Thank you.
okay.
Oh, such a good movie. That scared the hell out of me the first time I watched it.
So speaking of, I actually just found, since we were talking about what is it? Because my mama thinks you mentioned about the call coming from inside the house. So I actually found the actual urban legend itself. Uh, let's see. It says a chilling urban legend has terrified babysitters for decades, reinforcing the primal fear of being alone in a strange house while responsible for someone else's safety. Yet again, this is why we don't babysit. I'm gonna tell you right now, look. As a parent, if my 13-year-old or 15-year-old said, "Hey, I'm gonna go babysit," my first question is, or answer is no. No. Like, it is not happening. um but it says, just to go through because it seems to be a lot, because we know that it's a teenage person that actually is going and babysitting. And then let's see. On the other hand, in a mystery voice, sometimes a whisper, sometimes a menacing chuckle asks numerous questions like, have you checked the children? Or simply breathes heavily before hanging up. At first, the babysitter assumes it's a prank call and dismisses it. But as the call continues, they become increasingly unsettling. The caller's tone grows more threatening and his words more disturbing. Frightened, she finally contacts the police, who assure her they will trace the call if it happens again. When the phone rings once more, the babysitter, now shaken, stays on the line long enough for the authorities to act. Moments later, she receives a frantic return call from the police. Get out of the house. The calls are coming from inside. In many versions of the tale, the babysitter barely escapes as a deranged killer, sometimes described as an escaped, oh, I didn't know that, an escaped mental patient or a man who has been hiding in the attic, merges from the shadows, weapon in hand. And the rest is basically history. And then it goes on to talk about the different movies and stories that have kind of stemmed from this, which it also talks about the real life crime, a case that actually happened in 1950 where a babysitter named Jeanette, was it Chrisman? actually was unalived while watching a young child. That is scary right there. It's actually a real case that took place in 1950.
And there you go. See that little
That
tiny
Yeah.
mommy
saying,
don't babysit.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Speaking of like urban legends, I just remember this story that my cousins told me to scare the crap out of me and my sister when we were little. And I remembered when you brought up the attic. Oh my gosh. So there was this story that they told us that this family moved into a house and there was a clown doll that was in this like display room. And
nope,
they're like, yeah,
nope.
okay. I don't like to say anything else. But they said that like it was very lifelike looking and the clown doll just stood still. And sometimes they thought it was moving a little bit. And all of a sudden it went missing. And they turned out that it was like an actual little person living in their house in the attic during the night. And I'm like, no.
Wait, like a little person.
He was just
Down,
like
the whole thing running down.
pretending to be a toy. I'm like, oh no. Yes, always check the backseat of your car. Yes, Patricia. Thank you.
Oh, that one. See, a lot of these
Oh,
urban legends have
Out
stemmed
there.
so many other stories. Like Michael Myers, the babysitter, also stems from the 1950 case because yet again, babysitting. Well,
And
she was a little bit babysitting, I kind of
it's all
think. A little bit. Uh, let's see. Black Christmas is another good one because the guy or whoever it is in the original, that
love it.
was it Billy and Agnes was scary. Yes, those phone calls. Oh my, oh, those phone calls and that original is so eerie and spooky that it's like, I couldn't. I remember I went to my aunt's house and me and my cousin, we were like, we want to watch this because we want to be scared. At this time, we're young, we're dumb, we want to be scared. And my aunt's like, okay, she has surround sound. She played the movie, she blasted it, and as soon as that phone call hits from that movie, you hear it echo. And we had the lights out and everything. I was like, no, I'm okay. Just please put something on. I didn't want to watch it. It was a fun time.
the
Let's see.
Blair Witch in Complete Darkness was a good one. Oh, did not see any of that coming.
No.
I did a found footage type horror film after that, and the whole time I was like, "Oh man!" I just kept thinking of Blair Witch. I'm like, I hope we don't actually get killed out here. The mountains, and that we're filming about skinwalkers. I'm like, this is actually really creepy out here. Like, please just make sure that. Luckily, there was a lot of men on the cast that I think would have taken good care of me. But I was like, some of them has to have like something stronger than pepper spray on them, right? The one with bears, even I'm like, even it's not even like if it's the monsters that are gonna get you. Like, we could get eaten by bears out here. I obviously am not a camper.
Oh, all
That's
the
all outdoors.
Yes, I like indoors. I like my house.
oh, that's what brings to the next point. There's another urban legend. It's called the licked hand, or actually, yeah, they call it actually humans can lick too. Now there's a
What?
very scary movie. It's called Campfire Tales, and it's different stories, and it has really good actors in it. I actually think it has the guy that played in Roseanne, who played Becky's husband and boyfriend. So he's in one of the stories. I think it has Ben Stiller's wife. She plays in it. She's really young, but it has three different stories, and one of them is basically the licked hand. And that story, it's really about a guy named we don't know his name, but he actually posed himself as oh, drop my ear thing. Oh, and we can't talk without that. Technical difficulties. um, no, this guy went into a chat and started posing as a girl named Jessica, and she was supposed to be this younger girl. And at the time, chat and aim and all this was such a like I want to say pivotal moment for like teenagers because they're like interacting with different people. It was their outlet. And this little girl was talking to who she thought was another little girl. Well, this guy was actually stalking her, videotaping her. And it just so happens one night when parents were gone, he decides to sneak into the house. And as she's there alone, because she's like, what, 12 or 13, and her big sister's gone. And, she's like, oh, okay, I'll just, she's calling her dog, come here, come here. She's always putting her hand under the bed, the dog's licking her hand. Well, she
Oh,
decides to go up after the dog. Yeah, isn't like she didn't know where the dog was, so she went upstairs because she heard barking, right? So she's like, okay, my dog's upstairs. She puts her hand down and she sees in her mirror it says humans can lick too. And as she looks in the mirror, it's a guy under her bed
well,
licking her
yeah.
hand. Yes, thank goodness nothing
Oh,
happened to her. She was fine. She was
oh,
okay.
oh, oh.
But
No, we don't lick each other. No.
no, we don't.
Imagine
It's
if
such a creepy story.
ew, ew, ew.
But here's the kicker to this story though. Here's the kicker to this. As she runs out of her room and she's screaming for her sister, and they call the police. This guy jumps out of the window and just vanishes into the night. Literally vanishes.
Nope, nope,
So so it's a scary story because they never caught the guy. That's what makes the urban legend so scary.
Oh, I don't like that one. Thank you for that. My cats can stay under the bed now. I'm not going to put my hands under there.
Look, I can talk about some scary stuff. It's like maybe not during the first episode. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Oh my God.
You gotta save something for next.
Right.
They can come back just to hear whatever story.
Right?
Oh,
It's like, hopefully people can sleep at night. It's like I'm just kidding, guys. It's not real. It's just urban legends. They're not real. They're just stories.
you shouldn't be afraid of real people that will lick you from under your bed. That's just no.
Crazy people. Crazy people. Tattoo. People who just sneak into your house that just like, hey, I want to lick you. Like, for no reason.
No.
Have you won?
And they live in your oh God.
Like, I'm sorry. If someone broke into my house and I was laying and they started licking me, I would be like, first of all, if you're gonna lick me, at least put some salt. At least like season me first. Like
They're gonna eat you. This is going into Dahmer now. Properly. Come on. Ew, 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 ew.
Something that I haven't just scratched another animal and have that on my hands, and you're gonna lick it? No.
I feel like enjoy the dog that's like all over my hands. Like I hope you enjoy it. See, this is
If I've
why.
got one, I'm gonna scratch one up on top of the bed and know that the other one is underneath.
Right.
That's it.
This is why I nothing horror like can happen to me because I will be terrified. Don't get me wrong. I'll be screaming on the inside like the girl that I know I am, but on the outside, it's just not happening. It's not. It's that critical thinking of if someone is in your house, run out the front door. Don't go upstairs. Why are we always going upstairs? Why? Why?
Now you gotta jump Don't go to the roof. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
You want
It's like,
to ask your front door to go upstairs? What kind of sense does that make?
thank you. It's like there is nothing up there besides your fate. What is the purpose of that? It's like I don't get it. And as I've seen the chats, wrong turn, Jeepers Creepers. So here's the thing about those ones. Yet again, wrong turn. Perfect example. If your tires are popping and it's two vehicles, run. Don't I'm gonna go into the woods and try to find some help. No, run. Like, what do you mean?
This commercials. Let's go hide behind the chainsaws. No. Oh, no.
It's like, there's the running car.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that was the best commercial because they're just like, where do we go? There's a car right there. No, I think we should hide behind the chainsaws. And it's like, why?
So accurate.
Uh, but I mean, all these movies that we're seeing, Candyman, that one right there. I will get serious for a moment with that one because that one stems from Chicago. And it stems from a true story about someone that was actually clawing at I guess a lady's apartment in the Cabrini Green before they actually tore it down. And the real story goes is that she kept hearing noises coming from her bathroom. And when she looked, someone was actually clawing through. So she called the police, said, "Hey, somebody's calling, like, someone is trying to come through my bathroom. Please come." At the time, it's Cabrini Green. So you're not gonna get police to come right away. That's right there is like a death trap on its own. So she calls again. "There's somebody coming from my bathroom." She calls again. "They're coming through." Well, we know what happens. This person, this whoever he was, I don't know if it was a mental person or whatever, comes through the actual bathroom into her apartment. And that's actually where this whole Candyman stems from. And that's why I find it so eerie in so many ways. And I think what makes it worse is Tony Todd played that part too good. He played that too good.
Everything so well. He was so talented.
Yes. Oh man. Every film he touched was gold. And Candyman is going to be, I said it 3 times. Ah! But the voice that he did in that film, being so young as he was, it forever has been embedded in my head. That's why that role was really meant for him, because it wasn't the fact that his look made him creepy, because it didn't. It was that voice, that very deep, rugged voice. And it's like, that's what makes the movie so scary. It really, really does. And as I see another one, the Jeepers Creepers, it says is based on a true story. Also, it is.
Like that.
No, well, what it is, it stems from an actual couple that was driving through one of those like roads, those long roads, and they went past what they believe is, a church. Because I don't know for a fact. I know there's actually a documentary story, but they actually saw someone dumping an unalived person. But the thing is, they did not stop and they did not go back. See, they used their brains and said, "No, we can call for help in the next town." That's what they did. They thought smart.
That's great. Just keep going. Just keep going.
See, and that's what happens. But yes, the Jeepers Creepers. After hearing that 911 call, that happened on one of the roads in North Carolina, that really makes me believe that, yeah, Jeepers Creepers has to be real. It has to be. As many times as my mom would be like, "No, it's just fantasy. It's not real." Yeah, ma, tell it to the 911 dispatcher.
I didn't make it through Jeepers Creepers. I was watching it alone. I'm like, nope, this needs to be a group activity, and we'll try it again another day.
It's it's the ending. That's what it is. It's the ending that always gets me. That's what traumatized me. But I have such a love for that movie, because I think at that time when it came out in what, 2001? Yeah, it was about 2001 it came out. And I honestly feel like around that time, it was actually one of the best horrors. It really was. It was dark, it was eerie. There was only really 2 people you had to focus on. And I mean, yeah, that just, every time I have to go filming somewhere and I know I have to drive in these dark roads, I'm gunning it. I'm going. That's it. And guess what? If I get pulled over, well, now me and the cop are going together because
Sorry, officer.
Can you just
right? It's like, you know what? We are going to go on this chase together. You will chase me to the next town where there's people. And yeah, that's it. That is what we're doing. Cause there was actually, it's funny, the road, that 911 call actually, that guy where he was driving, that's the road I had to drive on coming back from shooting. And see, I didn't know this at all until after the fact. And I'm driving, and there's like nothing around me. It's all just like woods and these hills and everything like that. And something in my gut said, do not go 35. Are you crazy? I went 85 through there, and I felt like, and I was only on half a tank. I was only at half a tank. So I was like, if I get a flat tire or my gas runs out, I don't know. I can't call Ghostbusters. They don't know my location.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. So I did meet the guy who played the creeper, Jonathan. I did meet him, and he did take my fear away, because he is such a handsome person. And just live seeing him and knowing, like, okay, he's actually a human being. But it still didn't stop the fact that when I met him, I was like, he took my hand. He's like, it's okay, what's your name? I was like, Sarah. You scared me. Let's see. The Roger and the Rudy. Yep, that's it. The Cabrini Green Candyman. Yep. Let's see. People will talk about Final Destination.
So good.
Just Before Dawn. I don't know that one. Just Before Dawn. Has anyone heard of that one?
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
We got asked. It says, did any of you ever have a scary incident? Which one?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah. How much time do we have tonight? Because, yeah.
My life has been a long series of scary incidents.
Yes. You know what? I would like to save that question. Did any of you have a scary incident? I would love to save that question, because I think, yeah, we're going to save that question. Oh, because there's so many. Which one?
So many subtopics in that category. Like, how specific of scary incidents do you want to get? Do you want to go with my dating history? That's really scary.
Yes. Yes.
That's a whole other kit and caboodle.
It's like the moment I had to adult and pay bills, that's scary on its own. When I had to go adult, like, that's a scary incident, like right there. Like, put me in a horror movie so I don't have to live this life right now.
MV.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Forced to listen to Barney. Yup, that'll do it. That'll do it. That will do it. Having that on repeat, yep, that will definitely do it.
Yeah, see, that's my story. The kids were not allowed to watch Barney because I did not want that thing popping up in the middle of the living room.
I was not allowed to watch Barney. My parents were not having that. And not because of that. They just thought it was annoying. They're like, no, you're not allowed. I'd go to school and they try to turn on Barney. I'm like, I'm not supposed to watch this. And they're like, yeah, right. I'm like, my mom said I'm not allowed to. I'm like, it's not off on my account, and I had to watch that stupid shit.
I made the mistake on actually letting my son watch Barney. See, my oldest son, he was smart. He was like, watching other things, like Daniel the Tiger and all these other stuff. But for some reason, my youngest, Barney lover. I just one episode and Barn. That's all he wants. That's all he wants. 24/7. I love you. Like, I promise that's horror in itself.
No joke. Oh my gosh.
She's like, don't say it. He's gonna come here.
Right.
If you sing the cleanup show, he'll show up. This cleanup song, he'll show up in your house.
No. I'm coming back.
She's like, I rebuke it. I rebuke that thing.
Beast. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I know there's one thing we have not talked about yet, and that's the readings. The readings.
Ooh.
So the reading.
That's not on me.
Right? That's like,
Yes.
So I call this the Wolf's Den. And we get together here on Wednesday nights on YouTube over on my singular channel. We are currently reading Irish fairy tales. We are into our supernatural forces section, which is super fun. But we have had fairies, which prompted my Mr. Crocker voice because I couldn't help myself. Yeah. So yeah, this kind of all started back during the pandemic. I was doing a play that we were lucky to be able to have our opening weekend, and then so I was struggling to find a creative theatrical style outlet. So we started with Edgar Allan Poe, because we were calling it Edgar Allan Poe Afternoons. So it was Saturday afternoon, and we would read a story at a time. And then we expanded to novels, and we would do a chapter or two to try to keep it within Facebook's hour that they would let you go live. Then took a couple of years off, and last spring I was like, you know what, Katie, you loved it. It was work, but it was so fun, and I would have people suggest stories, and that was even more fun because I like to read cold. So the reaction that people see is a true reaction, and it's great. Because I did not know that Bram Stoker would make me cry, like bawl like a baby cry.
Wow.
Sure did, more than once. And yeah, so it's been fun. But we are growing. The family is growing. We have 59 members now, so it's very fun.
That is awesome. Yes.
Yes. And everyone watching, tune in to her show and her podcast. I've been there and I love it. So join me. Let's watch it. We can watch it together.
And I do interact like this when we do live. So yes, you can comment, and if I can see it, I will comment back. It's been pretty fun. My pronunciation sucks with some of these Irish words, but it's fun to stumble.
I love fairies. They're up my alley.
Yeah.
I saw one when I was a kid, so I've been obsessed. I collect fairies.
You saw fairies?
Yep, I was in first grade, and I saw one right by my bedside. I actually wrote a story about it in first grade and won the Young Writers Award, talking about my experience seeing a fairy. It was cool. She was so pretty.
Well, you said you're a singer-songwriter, so when does the fairy song come out?
That has got to be next on my list. I've done so many other like sci-fi and fantasy themes of stuff, but fairy song, I'm gonna write that down for sure. That needs to happen. So I did Siren Song. That was a fun one. Luring sailors.
Which one?
I have a song called the Siren Song.
So, ooh.
I read that when I was like 12 years old, or I was young, but it was really cool. My dad listened to it, and he was kind of a stern critic up until that point, and he's like, "This is cool." And I was like, "I did it." But yeah, that was it. I love the mythology and spooky creatures.
So let's see.
Mermaids, fairies, the whole kit caboodle.
We have, I believe it's Cham Payne Sparkles says, "Hey everyone, hey!" And then you have Todd the Fox. Readings with Kitty are a spooky time. Yes, it is. Yes, yes, yes. I love that.
Thank
And then, as we were talking, I seen someone had pop up saying the one thing that freaked them out was dolls, and not the Chucky, but from a movie, Dolls. I just found it. Dolls 1987. I've never seen it, so I guess I'm gonna have to find out what's spooky about it. Has anyone seen it?
have not seen that. It's funny. Uh, they were the prettiest little things. And I grew up, my family liked to collect these beautiful porcelain Disney princess dolls for me and my sister because they would release them at Sam's Club and they were gorgeous, this limited edition little dolls. And I thought they were gorgeous. We had them all around like the top of our room on shelving, but we had bunk beds. So my sister was sleeping on the top bunk and she made them live under under my bed in storage because they were watching her when she was sleeping. Come on, she loves you. I wanted to see the dolls on display. She's like, no, they're watching me. You got them away. I'm like, oh man.
You know, that reminds me of my aunt. She loves to collect dolls. Oh my gosh, every doll you can think of, she has. But she got one doll, and she calls it the Charlie doll. And it's you. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, which I'm pretty sure is the Goosebumps when they do like that dummy doll, right?
Oh yeah, but
She Yeah, that's really cool stuff. She has that. She names it Charlie. The thing about Charlie is that thing's alive.
oh god.
Like in her, she has it in a case in her room, and for some reason she won't part with it. But that thing is real. There's been times where that thing would just laugh and be like, and
Yeah.
then
Oh,
there are times the legs would move, and my uncle, he wasn't afraid of it. He was like, as long as that thing leave me alone, I don't care. He said that one day he was sleeping, there was no one in the house, and he's like, he was tired, there's working, and he heard this thing giggling, and he saw the leg switch. And the first thing he says is, "I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna need you to just quiet down. I'm trying to sleep now." Like, I'm gonna need you. So from that point on, it never bothered him. But it just, I look, I don't know where she found the doll. She said she found it from an antique shop. And she's always going to these places and she's always getting these antiques, right? And I'm like, I guess,
Sage. Lots of sage.
look,
no,
I
no.
don't think we need to learn something from Annabelle, okay? We need to learn something from Annabelle.
Oh my gosh. It's funny. I just watched that episode of Goosebumps with the ventriloquist dummies last year, and I was watching. I'm like, who is this kid? And like, it looked so. It was one of Hayden Christensen's first roles. Little
Was
baby,
that him?
little baby Hayden Christensen's playing the kid
Oh.
attacked by the dolls at night. I'm like, this is crazy. I own dolls on VHS and DVD. Blinky eye dolls creep me out the most. That is valid.
Yes.
Porcelain dolls
Yes.
on the shelf that I guess my cousin collects dolls and they're beautiful, but she had one, and this is a true story. She had one that was a fortune teller doll, and it was beautiful. I actually have it because she was terrified of it, and I would go into her doll room, and this beautiful long-haired doll was facing in the corner. So I'm helping her rearrange stuff. I turn it around, and it's got dead eyes, like completely blind blue eyes, like
Oh.
scared the ever like she's like, oh, that's my creepy doll. I'm like, you don't say. She's like, I don't want to have it. I'm like, you know what, I think you're a pretty cool creepy doll. So what's the overall shock of seeing her face? I'm like, whoa. So she lives with me.
No, if it's all time out, we leave in time out. We don't move it.
She probably put herself in that corner. No, that's
She put herself in that corner.
hasn't been giving me any issues since she lives. She likes having and she was used to in the corner.
I think there was a time where my nana, when they were younger, and one of her sisters, which I think, yet again, I think it is my aunt, the one that collects the dolls, that she had a doll, but this was one of them tall dolls, right? And I guess it's supposed to be like one of those little walking dolls, right? We're gonna do a little movement. Well, they swore that thing would move and just like it would be one area, another area. And my grandmother, as sweet as she is, would say, I don't like that thing. That thing's alive. I know it is. Well, they went to the movies one night, right? Because, movies played along, and they came home. That thing don't walk out the house. It just said, I'm out. It walked out the house and never came back.
Just left. Oh my gosh.
It left.
Oh
And
my word.
like when I was younger, she told me this. I was scared. See, that's why I stopped collecting porcelain dolls. I used to be obsessed with them when I was younger. My mom hated them. She would always be like, put those things in the garage. I'd be like, but why? They're so beautiful. And then my nana told me the story about the doll that walked out. Yeah, needless to say, I got rid of those dolls. No longer have I collected them. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Left for milk one day and never came back.
That's what it did.
It's terrible.
It was like, I'm just gonna go for a walk, and it just decided not to come back. I mean, I did tell my nana, I said, what happens if that thing after years later just shows up at the doorstep? Like, what do you do?
Camera like, Oh,
But it's like, what do you do though?
right? No. Call the police. Furby still creeps me out again. Now they without batteries. Furbies, I'm pretty sure, are their own entity.
I do, yes. And they are the most filthiest entity ever. Because I'm telling you, I had a couple. I think my nana still has her original Furbies because it must had an issue with my mom and my dad because that thing,
Pick and fights.
that thing, and my mom swears it did not have batteries. But that thing, it's like my dad got so frustrated with it. It threw it and it cussed. It cussed in midair. Because the way it would talk, it'd be like, dur, dur.
The craziest stuff happens at sleepovers. My friend, one of my besties in middle school, had a Furby, and I hadn't seen one of them since I was really little, and I loved them. I thought they were cool. Again, my sister was creeped out by them, so they didn't last very long. But Mary Lee had a Furby, and it was creeping us out a little bit the more it started to talk, and it was getting like a little excited, and it was like, okay, I think we're done playing with this right now. Take the batteries out, stick it in the closet. That thing was talking all night long. Oh my word. I was like, please, like, we're gonna have to like smother it with a pillow or something. It's creeping me out. This is not making any sense. Why is it talking?
Thank you, Kyle, for joining us. I'm sorry you have to go to work, but make sure to catch us. Okay, catch us again.
Bye.
You don't want to miss out. Have fun. No, just Furbies, bro. Furbies. It's just, and then they went from being batteries to now being electronic. I don't even think they make them anymore. I don't think they do. I think now they make like the little keychain ones, but now I think they've been replaced with Labubus.
It doesn't do anything.
So Labubus. I just like saying the name. I'm just like Labubu, but
South Park episode about Labubus. Oh my word. It was terrifying. I'm like, no, this is next level. I can't even.
I am honestly waiting for someone to make a horror film about Labubus. I don't know if one has come out. I don't know if someone has done a spoof of it, but I would love, like, it's going to happen. Someone is going to take that expensive little ugly fluffy thing and make a horror film about it. And I'm here for it. I'm here to watch it. I am.
Now it's so funny because like I make my Beastie Babies, and since the Labubus came out like right when I started making them, and everyone's like, oh, you need to make tiny ones. You need to make tiny ones. I'm like, so I have been pumping out like a factory in my house, these little blind boxes of my Beastie Boos, which are like in the air of Labubu. I'm not copying anything. They're Bigfoots.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're Bigfoots.
But I do have a couple little Mothman and Chupacabras mixed in there, so there's a couple rare items to switch it up. But oh my gosh, first time I saw Labubu, My cousin had one on her purse. We're at a restaurant watching live music, and this little kid comes up behind her, and she's like, "Is that a Labubu?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't like this actually." And she wasn't even close by, but her eyes were like this big, and she's like, "Labubu." And my mom is like mid-30s, and she seemed like she was pretty hip to stuff, but then she's looking at her kid like, "What is it called? A what? The boo-boo, mom. Boo-boo." I'm like, well, there's something evil attached to these because she was hypnotized. She
I'm still talk about children of the corn. It's the children of the Labubus.
she would have probably stabbed my cousin and taken the Labubu, and she could have gotten away with it. She wanted that bad. Her mom's like, I guess I know what I'm getting for Christmas, but she also was really scared. And I'm like, you might maybe not. Maybe don't do that.
Look, a Labubu is not. They will not step foot in my house. I'm telling you right now. My son has been asking. He goes, "I want a Labubu." I was like, "No, no, I don't want one. There, my pockets can't afford this right now." I was like,
It's really crazy.
it is.
Not saying go get a Lafufu, but I mean, the Lafufus are just as cute, and their heads are like The Exorcist, so that's kind of cute.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. See, now that has to be a horror film. It's like introducing the Lafufu. The knockoff of the Lafufu.
It's coming back for revenge as a knockoff. I'm just as real as the Lafufus are.
Remember that Simpsons episode when the toy company buys the school and they've got, it's like one of the Christmas episodes, and that's like the major toy, but it like comes to life and it's gonna kill everybody.
Oh my gosh!
Burning them in like a tire fire, and Gary Coleman's in it. It's like one of the craziest Simpsons episodes ever.
Oh, I gotta see that. I gotta see that.
Oh my word!
I'm slacking on my stuff.
F-U-N. Oh, they couldn't come up with a better name. Just Funzo, because the third graders named it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I see. It's coming close to the end. It's closing time.
It's so fast.
I know it did.
Like you guys are having way too much fun up there.
I know. So we're gonna cut it short. No more.
It's enough for you.
But it was fun. It was fun,
Yeah.
and everyone who joined, just thank you guys so much. This is our first episode, and many more to come, and you're gonna see a lot of us. So get used to it.
Thank you for stories, show recommendations as well. We've got a lot to add to the list.
Oh yeah, starting with dolls. I need to go see that.
I don't know if I can watch that. I have too many of these things living in my house.
Oh, and I conjure one of them to get up and walk outside.
If my Beastie Babies walk out the front door, I'm gonna be very upset. I worked a long time on those. Please get a job. Come back and bring some money.
You're like, all she wants to do is sell us. We're out. Strike.
That's all I get to do. Oh my gosh.
But yes, just everyone who has tuned in for this, man, you made this night magical for us. All the comments, everything. Even people that have on Facebook, everyone who's watched there, just thank you, man, so much. Thank you for joining. And, I hope you guys come back and have a cup of coffee, soda, snacks, whatever it is. Bring your spookiness.
Yeah, send us a message. Put something in the comments. We want to hear the three of you guys prattle on about whatever.
Yes.
Because obviously, we're still an hour and a half with our nonsense.
Guys, if there's a story you want us to get into, an urban legend, if you want us to look at a scary movie, if there's a short, anything, if anything comes to mind, even your own experiences, paranormal or whatever, share it with us. I love to hear it. We will dig deep into it and we will get spooky with it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.